All right. Hello and welcome everybody to In the Guard, your one-stop shop for all things combat sports. You know, the MMAs, the boxing, not too much going on in the fight world, but we are coming off the heels of UFC 265 interim heavyweight title match. Derek the Black Beast Lewis versus Cyril Bon Gamin Gan. All a bunch of French stuff rolling off the tongue there. So let's go dive into the card, right from the main event,
let's
right?
Start from the top.
The slaying of the beast.
I mean, I think it kind of went about as to be expected.
I mean, the way we both kind of saw it happening, you see the strikes, almost 100 more landed.
16.
Yeah,
that many.
They don't want to give him a few extra ones.
I think they doubled it.
I mean,
in the pre-fight or the press conference, he said it was like 8.
but that's only punches. That's solely punches. Those solely punches. So yeah, it was just a one-sided fight all the way through. We knew the script for this, right? Derek Lewis had to land that one shot, which he could do that to anybody and beat anybody if he does. He's done it time and time again, losing his whole fight. He's the type of guy, I'm losing the whole fight until I win it.
Yeah.
And then he had Cyril Gane, who's one of the best heavyweight MMA fighters I've seen in a long time. Like, he is sharp.
The only moments Lewis had was in those scrambles away, trying to hit those big shots. Other than that, he couldn't even get near him.
And the pace of Gane can fight 10 rounds, it looks like. We've seen him go 5 a few times. Doesn't slow down as the fight goes. He can grapple. He hasn't had to use it too much lately, but he does have a heel hook victory. He's a choke victory. He can win this fight anywhere it goes. So, again, that's what we both were heavy on Gane going into this. We both had him locked in for DraftKings. We both had him in our heads-up picks. And, interim championship, I know a lot of people like to shit on that, which I don't get why they're so mad about that, because he still has to fight Francis Ngannou, and whoever wins that fight is going to be the champion regardless. So, like, why are you so mad? Like,
I would be pissed if I was Francis, but I think it builds more hype
right
for the next fight.
Absolutely. And I don't like Francis. You're still going to walk up with a title. You're still technically the champion when you walk in there, right? You're still considered a champion. You're still going to be the main event. You still were going to fight the winner. Your life has not changed whatsoever for Francis
It's
Ngannou.
some ego shit.
You're going to make more money. That's if you want to feed the ego. It's going to be a bigger money match now. You have they could sell it as, the unification fight rather than just, this, new challenger coming through. Especially because Gane.
I think Gane's a better opponent than Lewis. Like, yeah, Lewis beat him. What a boring fight.
Right. That would be a terrible main event. We've already saw how that goes. It would be the same thing.
UFC played it well, I think.
Right. And now, especially because a guy like Cyril Gane, who outside of the hardcore people didn't know before, now you can sell him as this fucking interim champion. Now this guy's got a belt. The casual fan could buy in a little bit more. So I think that's brilliant for all parties involved, so I don't get the uproar. It's like not like they stripped the title from Francis and said, you know what, you're not going to get the title shot next. You're going to get the same fight you would have got regardless.
And he's a heavyweight because of the way he's built.
Oh,
Not because he's lazy.
Right. Oh, no. Yeah. On the other hand, Derek Lewis,
Derek could probably still be a heavyweight, but he could probably get down to probably, 240?
Yeah. Would he lose power going down that small? Yeah. Who knows? Derek Lewis has been very clear from day one why he's in the fight game. Accumulate as much money as he can. Yeah, he said if he gets the championship, he'll take it. But at one point, he said he didn't even want it. He didn't care about it whatsoever.
Recently as well.
Right. On the Rogan podcast, right? They say that would be kind of cool. That's about it.
I'm not that interested in being a champion. I just want to make money, paychecks.
Right. So he's cashing out. Entertaining guy on the microphone in between fights, stuff like that. One of the best instas, which Gane kind of got him on his he is okay.
Yeah.
Clap back on Twitter today. But again, Derek Lewis has kind of hit his ceiling. He's better than a lot of guys, but the cream of the crop, he's just not. I
think he can hang with those, 5 and upwards.
Yeah, and I think he is an awesome gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Like you're sleeping your way up here, like Cyril Gane. I've crawled my way through. I passed every test. Here's one more. I got through the beast, and now it's time to go try to slay the champion.
Right. Well, so what is Lewis do here?
I want to see Lewis and Rosenstruck.
Well, Rosenstruck's fighting who?
Is he fighting somebody?
He's fighting Blades.
Right. Yeah.
Well, the winner of that fight.
Right.
Man.
Because I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch with Blades. I'm sure Blades wouldn't mind a rematch
and then
either.
Who's Tybura fighting? He just got to fight too. Volkov.
Yep.
Tybura and Volkov.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing a Lewis and Stipe fight, but I don't think Stipe wants any part of that.
Yeah.
I don't think Stipe wants to fight anymore, unless it's for the championship, which I don't get.
Well, but isn't that the argument now that Stipe and Jones?
That would be great. I'd be
Yeah,
all
that'd be
for
great.
that. I think that's what Stipe should be pushing for instead of that heavyweight championship. I don't care why he
He
would
makes
cares
more
about that
money
anymore.
fighting Jones.
And it's better for his legacy. You've won that title twice. You have the most defenses at the heavyweight division. You really can't do anything else in
You've
the
beat
heavyweight.
Nagano once. He's beat you once.
Right, you're arguably if you beat John Jones, you can start calling yourself I'm the GOAT.
Yeah.
You know, I was the best in the heavyweight division of all time, and I beat the man that everyone else is calling the GOAT. That's the fight that, especially Stipe, you don't have many more left in you, right? Go for Jones, and I think he could beat John Jones.
I think he
Like
could as
that's
well.
a pick'em fight. That's a pick'em fight for sure. And who knows how John's going to be sitting out so long? I know he came back good his last time when he fought OSP, but again, we all know OSP could take fights off. So I think that's where Stipe should be looking to go. So I guess Lewis, he probably wants a quick turnaround. They might throw him some. Maybe Sakai or Sakai if they want to build him back
A lot
up.
of those other guys got fights already, so.
Did the Dawkins and Abdur Rahmanov get rebooked? You might see, if it does not, you might see a Dawkins Darius Lewis fight. That might be something that comes down the pipeline for sure. Because I don't know what's going on with Shamil. Because it got like rescheduled, and then I think it got canceled again from the reschedule. So I don't think it's happening again in September. So if Dawkins is looking for a fight, I think you might see a Derek Lewis Dawkins fight end of the year. Because who knows what's going on with Shamil Abdurrahmanov. And we all know where Cyril's going. I don't know if it's going to be this year or not. Another good one.
Well, this played out kind of how I expected it to. I figured Jose Aldo would beat the brakes off Pedro.
We were
Munoz.
joking about this last night. That blows my mind that Jose Aldo is younger than Pedro Munoz.
Yeah.
And he's younger.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yes, he's younger than me. I thought he was old.
He's what, 32?
He's like 32, 33 years old. Munoz like 35, 36.
Yeah.
It blew my. I remember watching like Jose Aldo when I was young in WEC. 15 years ago, and this guy's only 32 years old. Whatever. That was
insane. Another fight to continue to build Aldo at bantamweight. Like,
I don't know where he goes from here though.
I don't either. He ain't beating Sterling. He ain't beating Jan, obviously.
And then TJ's out.
TJ.
He might beat Jan. He might beat Sterling too. I mean, I think Aldo can beat anybody. Will he get it? He already had the Jan. It'll be a lot to try to sell another Jan fight though to get that.
Jan finished him, so.
He'd have to beat.
Corey Sandhagen?
Yeah, what about Sandhagen?
Well, he just won though. Maybe Rob Font.
Because he's been chilling, or like maybe Aldo Moraes.
You want to get Aldo another knockout win, so Aldo can get a finish. But I think the fight would be Dillashaw, but he's out with that knee injury.
Yeah.
So we don't know how long EJ's out. So, I mean, Sandhagen.
Well, he'll be out till for Jan and.
That would be a good bounce back
Sterling.
fight for Sandhagen. Because I was kind of talking about it because Aldo will want to keep it standing. Corey's not to worry about the grappling as much in that fight. And it kind of give him a chance to kind of rebuild his name back
Aldo's
up.
young, but how much does he really have left? He's had so many wars.
And I just worry about Corey against grapplers. Not just the TJ fight, the last fight. Aljamain put him down real quick and stopped him real fast. So a big, heavy wrestling style type guy he'll struggle with. But a guy like Aldo, I think, is right in his wheelhouse. That made a good bounce back fight for him. So again, that's 2 top 5 guys. That might be where that goes. Munoz, I think he slides down a little bit closer to.
Maybe a Sun Sal.
A Sun Sal's good. I would love to see a Jimmy Rivera rematch. That fight was great.
Yeah, that's great.
But again, Mirab might be where he goes. Vera.
Stamen.
Any one of those guys in the bottom 5 right there. Sun Sal, I think Mirab might be where he ends up going. Because you don't fall down that low. You lose to a guy in the top 5 by decision. It was clearly an Aldo win, but it wasn't like a total ass kicking. It was 3-10-9s, I think, for sure. But again, he was in the fight. It was fun. It was competitive. So I wouldn't drop him too far down the rankings. So again, a guy I think Mirab's always looking for a fight.
Let's keep rolling.
This one was fast, ended quick, but in the opposite way that I thought it was going to go.
Maverick was taking his back, trying to throw a hook in, and Luque scrambles out, does some kind of a reverse arm drag into a Darce choke, and finishes him.
I mean, we were heavy Michael Chiesa, DraftKings, all that stuff. I thought he'd be able to get we all know that Vicente Luque is a great fighter. I mean, he's top 6. He's number 6 in the welterweight division. He's beaten some big names. He ended Tyron Woodley's career. He's finally put a nail in that coffin. He's beaten some good. His only real loss was Wonderboy, right? Wonderboy caught him with that knockout. He can bang with everybody.
Somebody else beat him too. Didn't Cowboy beat him? Was it Cowboy?
Maybe that was a while back. It had to be a while. But I'm talking about like in a recent.
Yeah.
His recent run where he's kind of, made that climb towards the top. We got Randy Brown, Tyron Woodley, Nico Price. Those are, he lost to Wonder Boy, beat Mike Perry. Like, he's beating some good fighters. He's got Barbarino we saw at a bash.
Really active. He lost to
Okay.
A long time. 2017. He beat Price twice. Nico Price is not an easy fight. He beat Nico Price 2 times.
Yeah.
So again, he's been beating some legit fighters, but he does have, or he has historically had holes in his wrestling game. Like if you can wrestle him, you can get him down to the ground, you kind of control him, and we all know that's what Chiesa wants to do. So I kind of thought that was the path to go, and he kind of got it. He kind of got it there, but he couldn't keep control, as we see right there.
Well, so Michael released a statement. I want to jump out in front of this now. First and most importantly, congrats to Luque. He's a Stone Cold Killer and class act. I look forward to seeing what's next for him. It was an honor sharing the octagon with him. To say I'm embarrassed is an understatement. Physically, I was in the best shape of my life. Mentally, I was battling myself every single day. I put too much pressure on myself in this fight, and I cracked. Historically, throughout my career, every time I have faced adversity, I came up short. I turned around and grown tremendously. A couple more wins, and I'll be back in the mix. The goal remains the same. My belief is I'm still as strong, and I love every single person that supports me so much today.
I mean, and it's not like you should be that embarrassed to lose to Vicente Luque.
No.
Like,
but I think it's the way that he lost, you know.
I mean, it could happen to anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's
He probably
easier.
expect this is my strength, and he won't sub me.
But
and he
that's
does.
also something. It's like getting that one punch flash KO. Like that's less heartbreaking, I think, to me than if you have a hard fought battle and you lose a decision. If anyone can get caught, you can get got any single night you step in that cage, whether it be submission, whether it be knockout. This is not like a definitive. Oh, I just owned this guy. I caught you in something. You slipped up, and I locked it in there. So a guy 2 top 5, borderline with a Luque at 6 fighters. You shouldn't be ashamed of yourself for losing that fight. It happens. Yeah. And then Luque, like I was talking to him right before the card, so I was like, I feel like I very highly disrespected Luque throughout this. I did not give him the props he deserved, and he's going to bite me in the ass. And sure enough, he did bite me in the ass pretty hard.
I picked him straight. I thought he would knock him out because Chiesa will get tired from trying to take him down.
Right.
But I had Chiesa heavy DraftKings for sure.
Yeah, I think that was like he was the chocolate of the night. We'll talk more about that in Whiskey and Wagers. But yeah, going forward, I mean, Dana White, Usman, even Ali all kind of said that Luque is that next guy after Colby. Or if Kobe falls out for whatever reason, something happens with an injury, I think Luque's right there to hop in.
So we're going to get Gilbert and Leon or what?
That might be the fight. Leon just keeps getting jumped. He's got to get a good win, though. Like, what's his last big win? Like, okay, Nick Diaz, but, like, one, he almost got knocked down in round number 5, and Nick Diaz is not a top 15 fighter, and he just showed up and fought that day.
Bilal Muhammad, which ended with
a eye poke.
Yeah, an eye poke.
It was a no contest, too. He didn't even get a win for that. It's like, Leon Edwards, you're top class. You need to get a big win, though. You need to beat a guy like Gilbert Burns to get in there.
All right, let's keep rolling. Good fight here.
Kind of story of Angela Hill versus Tesha Torres. History repeats itself, and then not just in like this story of these two fighters, because Tesha Torres wins again with a decision over Angela Hill. This is what Angela Hill does. She fights close competitive fights, and she loses close competitive decisions. That should be. I kind of talked about it. There's a few fighters in here. We'll talk about that yesterday. Kind of lived with their name. And again, this happened again. Good competitive fight all around. Tesha Torres is looking like she is climbing herself towards that title picture.
Yeah, she just does not stop moving.
No, and she mixes in that grappling. I will say Angela Hill looked a little slow.
Yeah.
She
was a step behind.
And that's weird because she's usually crisp, sharp, fast, precise with her strikes, and they were slow and looping yesterday.
Torres seemed to have her chasing, and she'd hit her in there in the mix,
right?
And clinch, and just
like she usually looks like a textbook Muay Thai fighter when she's in there. Everything looks sharp, on point. Yeah. We know she struggles with the grappling, which I kind of why I went with Tesha. I thought she would get her down and hold her down because Hill tends to accept bottom position when she gets down there. But I was more shocked, like, wow, her strikes do not look crisp. The fact that Tesha Torres threw 322 strikes in a fucking 3-round fight is insane. Wow, 144 significant landed. But again, close fight, 2 chicks. I guess this rivalry is completed now. Yeah. I don't know what we do with Angela Hill. She's working her way to be an announcer.
Yeah.
She does the stuff with ESPN. She also calls she also calls fights for CFFC, I think. Some lower level. UFC's got her like going through the ropes and learning that whole game. I think she's gonna be the first female play-by-play person. That's what they're building up to be. Again, she's had a great career. I don't think she's like washed. Like I think she can still do both. But I think she's going to be way more on the production side going forward, kind of like Dom Cruz is. Like Dom Cruz ain't retired, but he's way more on that production side than he is that. And I think that's where she's kind of headed. Again, we're Tesha Torres. Where we at it here? And
give her J check. Fuck it.
Joe, I don't want that fight. Joanna says she's being very picky about her fights.
Yeah, and she doesn't need to be though.
Yeah, but she said if it's not for a title or big money, I don't want to do it.
Well,
and that's not going to be it.
She's got the money to do that. Whatever. So be it.
Yeah, that's not going to be it.
Yeah.
What she said, and she had a good point. She goes, that the Zhang fight, that took a lot out of me. That was crazy. I put everything into it. Got the shit beat out of me. Had all kinds of bruises.
Yeah.
There's a lot to come back from that. It's like, and I don't want to go back in there unless it's something worth going back in there. I've established my career, I have my legacy. There's really no need for me to fight unless it's really worth it to me, which I respect her for doing that. But you got Tesh Torres. I mean, Mackenzie Dern. Did we get a Dern fight?
Dern's fighting.
Oh, Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
Gladelia hasn't fought in a while, right?
Jan. She's off a loss.
Yeah, I'm trying to give her a winner, but there's really not any.
Like Gadelia, what's she doing? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's where we'd go with that.
Stagnation in this division.
She keeps posting about her subscribers to whatever her website is. It's not OnlyFans, but it's one of her personal sites. She's like, oh yeah, it's got a new subscriber. When are you fighting? But I mean, I don't know what Nina Nunes is doing. She's probably on the COVID list because of Amanda, right?
Maybe.
So who knows how long that's gonna. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure they've crossed paths.
Yeah, another close back and forth fight.
And another fighter living up to his name, right? Loses by decision. Casey Kinney versus Song Yadong.
I just don't think he mixes it in enough, man. Like
he doesn't.
He's just a little bit underactive on the feet. Doesn't mix in the grappling well.
Somebody on Twitter, I forget who it is, and I'm not gonna be able to give you credit because I can't remember. But they said Casey Kinney is nothing but T.J. Dillashaw without the IQ or EPO.
Damn.
And that kind of fit because he can compete with everybody, but he loses tight decisions, and he always claims robbery. And I love to bash the officials. Let me get at a judge anytime I can. But when you are always the one in these decisions, you are always the one on the wrong side. You are part of the problem too. You are not, separating yourself enough. It's not just one time you got screwed. It's a reoccurring thing. You're the only one that stays the same. There's different judges, different opponents. You're the same one in that cage. The Dom fight was one of them. This is another. Like every fight, the Wood fight was a close one. He edged out, right? The Nathaniel Wood fight on Fight Island. Again,
makes you wonder what kind of concoctions Megan Anderson's cooking up. Because ever since he said what he said, he's been on a downward spiral. She's doing some voodoo shit to that poor guy.
And on the other side, too, Song Yadong is no fucking slouch. He's kind of one of the last members of Alpha Male, still holding strong down there. But he's also a young fighter. I think he's like 24, 25 or something like that. So he's one of those guys, every time he steps in the cage, he can show exponential growth. Like, he's learned so much as he goes. He's always been solid, whereas Kenny's a lot older than I thought. Yeah. He's like the opposite of Aldo. I thought he was like 25, 26 years old. Right. I was like, man, he must be like 26 maybe. He's in his 30s, though. And I think he's kind of established himself as that just outside the top 15 style fighter. A tough fight. Like, put him in obviously a different weight class, but like the Lando Venata territory where, like, yeah, he's a good fight. He's going to be tough. But he's never going to be part of the big picture. Yeah. Especially at bantamweight. You can't lose one in that division. You lose one, you go to the end of a long, long line.
All right, let's go to the undercard.
The fight of the fucking night.
The only fight I got to watch on the undercard.
Yeah, we got Bobby King Green and Raphael Ataman Fiziev, and it was everything I wanted a fight to be.
It's a great fight.
Fucking
Fiziev, though, so technical as combos and shit. But, like, as much as he's technical offensively, Green is so technical defensively. It just made for a great fight.
And he's got a fucking chin on him.
Yeah, and also the way he rolls with punches. Like, he can see him, he rolls with
them,
he takes them.
And I think that's why he was able to eat some of those big shots. He saw everyone coming. He was able to absorb it.
He was putting on him there for a bit. I'm like, damn.
I felt like Green won this fight.
He definitely won round 3, which arguably with a 10-8. The other 2 rounds are pretty close.
Yeah, I gave 1 and 2 to Fiziev. 2's close.
2 is close. 1 is
like,
close,
what do you look
too.
at? Because, like, Bobby Green...
They both, all 3 rounds. The only decisive round was round 3, where Bobby Green beat the fuck out of Raphael Fiziev.
Maybe going to Green, but I thought Fiziev had that.
They were both very, very tight rounds. Yeah. I could see a 29-28 Fiziev, but I also could see somebody gave him a 30-27. Somebody gave him round 3. Yeah. Well, the stats are a little misleading because Bobby Green did double him up in round 3. Yeah. So a lot of that big distance was done in round 3, but again, it goes to show this round-by-round scoring system. I don't know if it's the best deal, especially the fight keeps going. Again, he beat the fuck out of Raphael Fiziev, and I think everybody in here and probably even online agrees. If there was a fourth and fifth round, Bobby Green's winning this fight.
Nate Diaz Fight League.
Yeah, he was dying. He was fading. Those big kicks were taking a lot out of him. And Bobby Green he could have fought 5 more rounds. He was ready to go. So again, close fight, great fight for both fighters. I like both these guys.
Yeah.
Fiziev with the best call out of all
Yeah.
time.
I had a feeling about Green. I was telling you that DraftKings.
Yeah,
I'm like, man,
I
think,
switched to
I
him.
think Green can do something.
You talked
here.
me into it on that
Yeah,
one. And
I
I
was like,
I
I don't
switched
know.
to it. Almost came through. Right, he still was very high scoring too for
Yeah.
like he had like 60 points in a loss, which is crazy. I would love to see these guys run it back, but I think Fiziev's going to move up.
Well, I'll definitely watch Green fight anybody from now.
I saw
He's got
somebody
that
put
Nate Diaz
yeah, and
territory.
that's what I saw somebody whisper a Nate Diaz Bobby Green fight. Sign me up for that shit.
Yeah.
Sign me up for that all day, all night. Fiziev again. I want to see him go against the guy who's going to wrestle him.
Test
And
his grappling.
let's
yeah.
go, Gregor Gillespie. Let's go with that one because again, I don't think Gregor's got a fight right now either.
Let's keep rolling.
So this is gonna be. I didn't see any of these.
This was a another very close competitive fight that could have went either way. I agree with the Morales decision. I think he edged out, and he kind of led the dance all fight long. He was always the first to throw. Draco had some good shots for sure.
Did he not do much with these takedowns?
No, they're takedown, get up, takedown,
Well, this is
get
two
up.
losses for Draco too, right? And he's
Right.
kind of had some high hope.
Right, he got knocked out
He got
by
knocked the
fucking
fuck out by
Zahabi's little
Zahabi's-
brother.
Yeah.
Amon Zahabi. Where Vince kind of his debut, he lost a
Well,
close
Vince
fight.
beat Amon Zahabi too.
But who did he lose on his debut? And he lost like a close
don't
decision
know.
or something. But he is. They both. This was a really good fight. It could have went either way. But again, I feel that Vince Morales pushed the pace all the time. He should have got the win because I think that Draco was playing defense the whole fight. He never really established his
Scared
game.
to get knocked out.
But he was hitting some sharp counters though. It wasn't like he was this guy that's ass beat. I think it was edged out. Like he was winning 10-9s, but a couple more strikes, or if he did a little bit more with his takedown, that was the biggest thing. And he did take him down, but every time he did, it was a pop right back up. It was a pop right back up. No floor work.
I think Jody needs to talk about this next one.
I was extremely disappointed in the fact that Menafield would not fucking end Herman in that last round. The whole fucking last round, he's on one leg. And Mike is a big proponent, like, he's got one arm and still can't fucking beat him.
Listen.
The whole time the judges or the
I'm
DC's like, he's doing exactly what he needs to be doing. Da-da-da. Fuck that. This guy can barely fucking stand, and you won't finish.
Jody's like, my
I
fucking
feel
money.
this fight should have been stopped earlier in the fight, though, too. There was a point where he was laying into him on that cage and not responding. I'm going by the rules that are established.
Well, just like the Mike Rodriguez fight.
Hey, but he could barely stand that fucking leg, but they didn't stop that. But they made Leonardo start though. They stopped her.
I agree. Like the rules are inconsistent, and I could have saw them stopping this fight when they fucking between round 2 and 3, he had a third leg growing out.
And I think with no fans, they don't stop it. The fans are booing. Remember the fans got in when the doctor was checking out Herman's leg. The fans were in there booing, and it was really loud. I think the doctor got swayed by that. There was nobody in there for the Leonardo fight, and they're like, oh no, this is over. She said she wanted to go. The first we'll talk about that when we get there. But again, Menafield dominates this whole fight. Ed Herman's a tough motherfucker, though.
Yeah.
I gotta give him that. He was taking.
He even threw a kick with that.
Yeah. He switched for a little bit, but then go back to it, put it in the front, and the Menafield will kick it. I'm shocked that Menafield was able to last 3 rounds, which is kind of scary for the 205 division. If this guy can last 3 rounds, his biggest thing was always gassing out, and maybe that's why he was so passive in round number 3. Like he was getting tired, and he probably felt, I've hit this motherfucker with everything, and he's still coming. I can get caught.
I mean, that's the only thing I think is he was worried, like, a hurt fighter is a dangerous fighter.
Yeah, and Herman was still in that. He was not out of that. Like, he was like, come closer, come get me. He's like, make this guy come to me.
Throw a single fucking
No, he was totally playing. He was totally playing defense the whole time, which sucks. 'Cause I did like Menafield by knockout as my pick for sure.
So
Is
did
that-
that's why I'm
Are those new tats that he's got or what? I don't remember seeing those.
No. Ed Herman just looked like I love it because he looks like he just got out of the bar. He just left the
Yeah.
fucking bar stool to get in a fight,
That
and
looks like
then he went right back to it afterwards.
It's kind of like what Ed Sheeran's gonna look like in 10 years.
Yeah. Or the fucking
If he can
prince,
fight.
the former prince,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck his name, whatever the redhead prince,
Yeah.
the Oprah prince,
Harry?
Harry. There you go,
Yeah.
the Oprah prince.
I'm pissed at Menafield.
Oh, you got a name now, Atomic.
Which is, I mean, but it does for him in the long run. The fact that he can win a 3-round fight shows a lot.
A 2-round fight is what happened. That
Yeah.
one round, nothing happened. A guy
Ev-
had one leg.
You should see the fact that he was able to stand up. Menafield has gassed so bad in his fights where he does not finish a guy fast that I'm surprised he's able to even avoid Herman in that round 3. Like he's been so gassed. You've known it, right? Like Menafield has been so
Gas
toast,
and gets finished.
and he did not. I think that might have been the game plan too. Like control yourself, because even like when he was
Be haunted by that. Like, don't get finished in this 3rd round.
yeah,
I will
right.
get you, you know?
And like, but even like if you notice, like when he was trying to finish him in the cage, he's throwing those weird hammer fists. Like he wasn't throwing punches. He's like throwing these short fists that probably didn't take that much energy. He didn't want to gas himself out. He's like, I don't want to burn myself out in this fight. And I think that's what the game plan was for his whole team. Like, hey, conserve energy. And maybe he can balance that a little better. But I get what you're saying. Like he was totally just avoided. He's like, don't hit me. The last round was right. The last round was total. This was a beautiful fight.
Well, we called this one too. Penne.
Penne's grappling in this round was outstanding. Carolina Kolokiewicz and Jessica Penne, two blasts from the past, like a fight from 2014, right?
And Carolina's fought some of the best at strawweight.
Well, so is Penne, though.
Just her inactivity. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't trust it.
Well, Carolina Kolokiewicz had the edge standing. We knew that, and we knew where it had to go for Penne to win, and that's exactly what happened. She got that fight done, and then did not come back up. She was transferring from submission to submission. Yeah. She ended up getting that arm bar. She went for chokes. You know, she took the back body triangle, transitioned back to the front for arm bar, and she had that fucking arm bar in deep. That elbow was going the wrong direction. It was basically the Tony Ferguson, Charles Oliveira. Only thing she didn't do was put her fucking arm. She didn't put it in her armpit, but she had that torque on there. It was a fucking deep arm bar, and she got that first round sub.
That's 4 in a row for Kolokiewicz. She's lost, yeah.
I don't know. She hasn't fought.
She might be done.
She fought like twice in fucking 4 years. Penne, she said she wants to get back in the cage fast, too. She's like, I missed time. I can't make up for it, but I can fight as much as I can until I'm done.
She's getting older, too, right?
Right.
How old is she?
I don't know, but
30s probably.
She's got to be mid to late 30s. I mean, she was fighting when they first put this division in. You ever fight Nico Montaño?
She's out. They cut her.
Did they finally do that?
Yeah, that's something we could have talked about. But yeah, they cut Nico Montaño.
Good. The card is the prelims were outstanding. Lots of finishes. This one probably KO of the night. See, 16 seconds. We'll talk about that. Ode Osbourne versus Manel Cape. Real closely fought fight. Tough pick. I went back and forth between who I wanted to win this fight or who I thought was going to win this fight. I wanted Ode Osbourne to win, but Manel Cape came to the UFC. All the fanfare. He was former, was it Ryzen champion? Ryzen champion. Highlight reel knockouts. His first 2 fights in the UFC kind of lackluster. He didn't really show out his skills. It was a case.
He looked good in spurts.
Yeah.
He just couldn't keep
fight IQ kind of showed like I don't engage. He kind of had the Macy Barber thing where I don't fight for 2 rounds. In round 3, I come out there and I turn it on and look at the best fighter in the cage.
Yeah. Did he miss weight too?
Yes, he missed weight by 4 pounds. And Ode Osbourne coming down from featherweight, was it? Coming down 2 weight classes, hit his weight, and I thought he'd have the reach, the size, all the advantages in here, but Cape hit that fucking jumping knee, put Ode out down early. I don't know if this fight should have been finished, though. It was very, very close. Ode was still in it, and they were so close to ending the round. There's 16 seconds left. We see 4:44, and Ode instantly like, "What are you doing?" When they start the fight, he wasn't like, "I'm gonna grab the." You know, the guy gets knocked out. He stands up and like puts the hands up, or he looks at the ref like, "What are you doing?" He's just really like, "I'm defending this guy." Where he's stopping it, so it might have been a little premature stoppage. It was a good first round, competitive fight. Could have went either way. As you see, look at the strikes; they're like right on it with each other. But yeah, Cape hit that jumping fucking knee. It was somehow it got his fucking black belt. They gave him a jiu-jitsu black belt for landing a jumping knee knockout.
There was something else. When we saw that, the guy got his black belt. There was no ground game.
Rakic got
Rakic,
he
yeah.
got his brown belt for fucking leaning on the cage.
Yeah.
They just said, if you win this fight, no matter what you do, you're getting your black belt. I'm going to start kicking people on the mats. I'm going to start kneeing. Watch out, guys. I'm going to start kneeing in the face so I get my black belt. Another great fight, Miles Johns versus Anderson Dos Santos. Bantamweight night last night. That just shows how deep this division is. Dos Santos, the veteran, has like 40 pro fights. Whereas Johns, up and comer, and it was just a one-sided affair. Yeah. Fucking Miles Johns chewed up Anderson Dos Santos' leg. If you thought Ed Herman's was bad, Dos Santos was 10 times worse. He couldn't stand on it.
Sick handlebar mustache.
He kept coming forward. Again, give his credit. He fought. It took almost the whole fight to get this thing over with. Johns looked sharp. Another guy, it's funny, parallels. Guy that's known to kind of gas out, right? Has a knockout power, good wrestler, but if you kind of weather his storm, he loses steam, and he's lost fights that way. So that was kind of the narrative here. Could Dos Santos weather that storm? But man, Johns was good, controlled, picked his shot, and then hit as my son said, a double punch. AKA a hook to the body into that overhand right to put combination to put him out. So yeah, Miles Johns moves on, climbing up El Chapo. And Dos Santos might be on his way out. Again, 40 fights in, you ain't got that many more left, right? And this one kept the streak alive. The last 5 UFC pay-per-views, there has been a broken bone. They're 5 in a row. Melissa Gatto versus Victoria Leonardo. Gato making her UFC debut, undefeated. Been popped for a PED, so that's why she hasn't been in her debut in a long time. She does have 2 draws, which is crazy to have an undefeated record. And who was it? She has a big win over somebody that's in the division, in the regional circuit. That's kind of why everyone's so big on her. Jiu-jitsu style. It's got to be on Tapology. But I can't remember her name right now. Someone who's fucking beating the fuck out of. Is it Lemus? Someone who's fucking on fire in the UFC right now. Yeah, hit that Tapology. Why can't I remember?
Man, she was pretty good there, huh?
Cara Hosa. That's who it is. Yeah, she finished Cara Hosa with Kimura, and oddly enough, that's how she finishes this fight. Comes out looking sharp on the feet, which is a shock because she's more known for jiu-jitsu. She has jiu-jitsu tattooed on her shoulder. But got it down to the ground, got her into that Kimura. In the first round, I guess it was, and it was tight. It was in there deep, but Leonardo, the Ninja Turtle, keeps getting her way out of it. And I guess at the end of round 2, she says it to her corner. Well, I guess it's her husband's her corner man. She goes, "I can't move my right arm." He's like, "Are you okay to fight?" She goes, "Yeah." And he's like, "But I can't move it." She goes to try to move it. She couldn't move the arm. The doctor comes. I guess there was a big fucking dent in her arm where the snap was. And Gato said she heard it when she had the Kimura in round 1. So she fought a whole round with one arm. And then if you go back and look, you see she doesn't really throw it. She doesn't really mess with it too much. So Gato moves on. Definitely has some. She's definitely a good prospect coming up again with the jiu-jitsu. But what shocked me was how sharp her striking was. She was fast-paced, sharp hands, piecing up. Leonardo is. I'm seeing she's not the highest level fighter. She's kind of like here test her mettle real quick. But again, I think Gato will be, especially with that win over Cara Rosa, who's fucking kind of clowning the UFC right now. So she's a player in the game. As long as she stays clean, she's undefeated.
That's 2 losses for Leonardo coming off Contender Series, huh?
Yeah, she shouldn't have won that Contender Series fight. We talked about that. I was pissed that she won that fucking fight. Who was it? She Hackett, I think it was.
Yeah.
First fight of the night, the Afro Samurai, Jamie Simmons versus Kid. I'm not even trying to say that. Kavimbo, Johnny Munoz, another submission, jiu-jitsu specialist. Jamie Simmons, basically known for his wrestling, has some nice knockouts in the regional circuit, but has not looked good in the UFC. His 2 fights I've seen, and then it finishes. And one thing I noticed watching some of his film is on the regional circuit, he's been in like some bad like triangles and he's got out of them in slams, which means you pretty much don't know what you're doing when it comes to grappling, because it's not a good thing. A good grappler, it's going to get tighter when you do that. So as he gets to the UFC, Johnny Munoz hit him with a fucking body lock takedown in round 1 that kind of showed me, okay, this guy has no shot. If his background is wrestling and he's known for this, I think he's like Michigan State champion wrestler or something like that. And he's getting body lock takedown by a guy who's a jiu-jitsu guy and a better striker. This is going to end quick. So round 1, Munoz was a little bit testing the waters. In round 2, he takes it down pretty quick and then ends with that choke to put him out. Munoz, again, a guy I was high on in DraftKings. Didn't really perform as much as I want him to, but again, he did get the finish win. And I think Jamie Simmons might be going back to LFA or wherever he was going before that.
If he's lucky.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we won't go over the next fight. We'll do that next week. But
Yeah, because there's no card coming up this next week.
how did we do in our whiskey and wager?
Well, I stayed away from the book.
I didn't play the book.
I didn't play any sports book yesterday.
Not even a part.
Did all right in DraftKings. Again, that Michael Chiesa saved me from getting not saved me, it wrecked me, so I couldn't get any big cash outs. I did end up positive on the night with a $3 profit to my buy-in. So anytime you walk away with that, but again, Chiesa really killed me, and the Ode Osborne. I needed one of those 2 guys to pull it off. My upset pool wasn't good. If I had a little bit more Jessica Penne, I probably would have had a lot better.
So who came in? Penne and who was the other good value?
Penne was really
Bobby Green?
Well, Bobby Green lost, so he didn't really get it. But Jessica Penne had
she won, but did any of the others win?
Yes. Let me look this up real quick. I have it listed here. But again, the underdog circuit did not do all that well.
I feel like it was a very favorite heavy night. Penne and
very, very favorite heavy night. Let me look. I'm looking up right here. I got the scores right here.
So who would have been optimal?
Gato was the highest scoring person on this, so if you had some Gato, you were good. Jessica Penne had 107. I think the real fucking steal was Tesha Torres, 97. But again, there was not too many underdogs. Song Yadong technically was an underdog. He won. But Manafield underperformed. Fiziev. So basically, the key to winning yesterday was not really going with the 9K or the 7K. That 8,000.
You could have probably faded the main event,
that
too.
7,000 range is what won the fight. I don't know if that would have worked fading the main event. Probably would, though. Yeah, because, I mean, Gatto, Cape, Penne, Torres, Luque. You probably could have finished all those people.
Luque plays first in my.
Yeah, Alex.
Yeah, so Alex, and then he had Penne, Yadong, Morales. Morales won the underdog.
Yeah,
Luque, Gato, and Cap. So he faded the main event and won the whole tournament.
I mean, that's what won the big one, the 570-105. That was the winning lineup yesterday.
571, yeah.
Yeah, 571.05. So yeah, it's Penne, Luque, Yadong, Morales, Gato. So pretty much hanging and Cape. Only one 9K guy. It was pretty much let's hang out in the mid range yesterday, and you would have won your money. All the 8,000 fighters and the high sevens are what got you there.
Second place was 5 of 6 with Green in that tournament.
Yeah. Oh, Green's the reason I cashed too. So usually you want to try to make yourself on your value side. The value side really didn't come through too much yesterday. Like we said, it was I really thought Ode Osborne was going to fucking beat Mano Cap. I thought he was bigger. He'd be faster a little bit, and he'd get done. Who knows if he doesn't get caught and that fight go on round 2 or 3, maybe he pulls it off. But again, anytime you walk away from the card table with a little bit extra money, even if it's only like $2 or $3, you love to play another day, right? That's story DFS, right? You just chip until you knock one out the park. As far as head-up pick, we both were 10-3 yesterday, so the only fights we disagreed on, we split. So you had the Luque, and I had the Kessa, and then you had Draco, was it?
I had Draco.
Yeah, Draco Morales. Other than that, we agreed on everything that went down.
I thought I had Penne.
So we going into next week, or we got a week off. I'm still up one. Still up one on the year. It's going to be tough to beat me, man.
Both in your regular-ass T-shirts today.
Yeah, I'm just bored with winning now.
Well, I mean, I was in lead 6 months, so.
Were you not in lead 6 months? You didn't take over till April.
No.
Yes, you took over the UFC.
That was a long 3 months then.
Yeah.
April, May, June.
There's a lot of cards. There's like a card every week.
A shitload of fights.
Yeah. Think of it. It was what card was it where they came back to fans? That's when you took over.
No, I don't fucking know.
That's
Jacksonville?
The Jacksonville card. That's when you took over. That's when I had that. Yeah, April. That's
you went 2-10.
Yeah, with that terrible night. That's when you took over. So yeah, 6 months.
I think I went bad last card. Not this one, but the one before I was not good.
Yeah. But anyway, we go on. We have plenty of fights. A not too exciting card coming up next week, but we'll talk more about that when it does come around.
All right, let's go into
some news, some fun.
Cody Garbrandt, Kai Kara France, making his entrance to flyweight.
That's the one I kind of forgot about. Yeah,
giving him I guess it's supposed to be a tune-up fight.
I think it's a great move for Cody. Go to that division.
It's a fight he can win.
I just don't. He's at 135. Get the fuck out of that division. Go up or down. Look at Ode Osborne. It didn't work out for him too well, but hey, I skipped 135 from 145.
Didn't work out for Dillashaw either.
You don't want to be in that 135 division. It's too like the one like third like 30th ranked person is like Song Yadong. Like that's how good that division. It's so deep. If you lose one fight, you go so far to the end of the line. 125, you got 5 guys you really got to worry about. If you want to try to win a title, Brandon Moreno's legit. Davison Figueiredo's legit as well. But there's nowhere near the depth in that division. So again, I think it's a great move for Cody, and it might be last chance to get a title, to get a world championship.
Should be able to win this fight, but
yeah, for sure.
You never know.
Yeah, the glow is off the diamond when it comes to city kickboxing, right? They had their moment in the sun, and they only have one man left standing, basically, and that's Izzy.
All right, let's keep it rolling.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Don't blink. I love what Justin Gaethje said too.
Can't wait to punch your face.
Yeah, he's like, hell yeah, I'm excited. I love to fight people I hate. Or that might be the exact quote. Basically, I'm excited because I love beating up people that I don't like.
Yeah, I can't wait to punch your face.
Apparently, Michael Chandler is a really unlikable guy in person because Josh Thompson hates him too. He always makes jokes. Yeah, I hate people that have the word "blessed" tattooed on them. But he's specifically talking about Michael Chandler. This is going to be a quick fight. I mean, as much as I'm talking about Michael Chandler, he's got the same power as Gaethje. What's going to strike first? Is Chandler going to hit that heavy overhand, or is Gaethje going to eat up his legs and take that out before he ends it with a big overhand right? Don't blink in this fight. Under 1.5 rounds. Let's see who lands first.
Yeah.
And the winner might be right back in that title picture.
It's a hard fight to pick.
It's a throw up into the air.
Well,
Like DraftKings, that should be the 8,000.
Khabib on Hot Boxing with Tyson said Gaethje was the hardest hitter he ever fought.
He never fought Chandler.
Yeah.
Well,
He fought Conor and Poirier.
He said Gaethje was the hardest.
Poirier is again. He's more precise with his striking.
Yeah.
He's not like the big highlight reel knockout.
We just all remember the what was shaky head fight. Gaethje and
Ferguson.
Oh yeah, he did. But yeah, no,
could hear those
you want to see a Gaethje highlight? Watch Gaethje and Cowboy.
Oh yeah.
Gaethje fucking puts Cowboy's lights out. And that's when Cowboy was on a run too. He had just beat out like Quinta. He was working his way up, and Gaethje put him to sleep. Yeah, Justin Gaethje don't play. But then Chandler doesn't either. Khabib also is a little biased. He is all part of Team Ali, so of course he's gonna talk of Gaethje a little bit. So I love me some Justin Gaethje. Again, I had Gaethje to beat Khabib. I was big on that, and it turned out terrible for me. Although going back and watching it, that leg kick was landing, and Khabib was hurt by it. And Khabib has said since then, if he had a few more of those, I might have been done.
Yeah, especially with a broken foot too.
Yeah, but yeah, Khabib. That's what shows why Khabib's Khabib.
RDA.
Speaking of which,
Makhachev.
this will be fun.
It'd be a good fight.
This will be fun for guys like us. They should hide this in the card though, because casuals are gonna hate this fight.
I just think it's gonna be age is gonna win this, and Makhachev's on the right side of it.
I am not so sure. I mean, I will pick Makhachev. I don't think it's a really. I mean, Dos Anjos is going to be right where he wants to be. That fight's it's going to be a grappling match. It's going to be a chess match on the floor. And Islam, for as good as he is, he's not Khabib.
He can be taken down too.
When he's not as, it seems like his pressure isn't as heavy as Khabib's is. He doesn't hit as hard from the top like Khabib does. He's more about trying to hunt a sub type, and doesn't really bother a guy like Dos Anjos who has done jiu-jitsu his whole fucking life.
Yeah.
That's where I mean, it's Makhachev should be the favorite. I'm gonna pick Makhachev in this fight, but this is probably
What the odds are on that?
65-45. Like I think 65% chance for Makhachev and Dos Anjos a 45%. It's a pretty close fight.
The odds aren't out yet. This is October 30th.
Sometimes
I do know some of them are because guess what? Guess who's the favorite in the heavyweight championship match?
Cyril Gane, sure.
Cyril Gane's the favorite. I see it. He's just a better fighter.
Yo, hey, they've got odds on best fight odds for this. What do you think it is?
For Makhachev.
Minus 200 for Makhachev. Higher than that?
Minus 420.
Oh, give me Dos Anjos there. I'm betting
Dos
Dos Anjos.
Anjos is plus 330.
Give me that. Give me that.
So he opened plus 265. Money has come in to bump him up.
Give me that. Dos Anjos is the world champion. Has not
Makhachev.
fallen off. He just beat. He has not fallen off. Like they were supposed to fight when that Paul Felder fight, and yes, Paul Felder's
I kind
retired.
of like Jing Liang at plus 280.
Jingling?
Odds minus 350.
Jingling's gonna get fucked up. Are you out of your goddamn mind?
Gaethje's
Did you
minus-
forget Hamzat Chimaev? Did you forget who that guy is?
We hadn't fought in a while. You had COVID.
I don't care. He's gonna fucking beat the shit. You've seen Jingling fight. He's nothing.
Gaethje's minus 160. Chandler plus 134. Poirier minus 160. Oliveira plus 134.
Is that fight booked?
No, but it's just odds.
No, Poirier's waiting for fucking Conor McGregor again. He's gonna fight Conor again.
He's a year out. I think Dana said he's at least 8 months.
Yeah.
For Conor to
Wow,
recover.
you think Dustin cares? I'll sit out for a year, enjoy my money,
Yeah, do that.
probably get his wife pregnant again.
I mean, I feel like go get that Oliveira fight, make a mill.
But if you lose to Oliveira, you don't get that kind of fight.
I don't know. I feel like Conor should fight Diaz again, something like that.
Oh, I'm all for that. I'm just saying where
I don't think he deserves
Dustin,
the Poirier
but
full fight.
but Dustin wants it. Dustin wants that ATM. That's like, let me go back to the ATM and get some more money out of it. This is free money for me. I don't have to work that hard to beat this guy.
Robbie Lawler's the favorite, too. Minus 116.
Oh, give me Nick.
What's Nick at?
Minus 102.
Give me Nick. Robbie has not looked good lately. Robbie fucking lost to Ben Askren. All right.
Chikadze.
He almost beat Ben
It was sketchy ass finish, but he's the only one that fucking Ben Askren was able to fuck with in UFC with Robbie Lawler. Everybody else beat the shit out of him, including Damian Maia. So I mean, Robbie Lawler, I love the guy, but he's not what he once was. Who was it? Was it Neil Magny, right? That fought Lawler and just totally fucking manhandled him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know about Lawler in that
Yeah,
fight.
I think Lawler's just.
And Nick may not have been fighting, but he's hanging out with the boys. They train. He's always in shape. We saw when Nate came back. Nate didn't look like he lost his step when he came back. He fucking knocked out Anthony Pettis.
All right, let's keep rolling. See what else is going on. Carlos Condit getting challenged from Mickey Gall.
I am always down to see a fucking Carlos Condit fight. And what I saw from Mickey Gall that last fight against Jordan Griffin?
Jordan Williams.
Jordan Williams?
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, Jordan Griffin's out of the UFC now.
Yeah, he's also a bantamweight or flyweight.
Yeah, they're both named Jordan.
Diego Sanchez and Mike Perry. So he's looking to.
I mean, people like to hate on Mike Perry, but he's not really a slouch.
He just doesn't fucking
He just
train.
doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't.
He just doesn't
do
fucking
what he needs to do.
Right, he doesn't improve. I'm sure he trains, but he doesn't like improve his skills.
Decent grappler and shit.
And he's got the fucking iron chin.
Yeah.
Iron chin. I'm always down to see a Carlos Condit fight. And again, Mickey Gall looked so fucking good in his last fight. Let's see it. I'm sure Condit's not worried. I'm mad about that.
Did he get cut from the UFC?
Condit, no.
He lost his last fight though, right?
Yeah, but he won 2 before that.
Yeah.
And he was a close fight. He just fought Max Griffin. Like that's where I got the Griffin guy stuck in my head.
Griffin, yeah.
Max Payne. And Max Payne beat him, but it was close. It wasn't like
The event maybe UFC 268 with Covington.
that fight is gonna be so. Kobe might win that fucking fight, man.
All right.
That fight was super close. Kobe might have won round 1 if it didn't end.
Yeah, but
Fight
who
one.
has improved more since that fight? I think Usman's been more impressive.
He's also had some fucking hand-picked opponents that fit him pretty fucking well.
I mean, but he knocked out Masvidal, where Masvidal was supposed to win that fight in very convincing fashion.
But when?
And then he fucking
When was Masvidal supposed to win either one of those
in the
fights?
striking department. And then he straight rights him
But
into the shadow
but
realm.
we
And he does the same to Burns pretty
We all
much.
know what Masvidal is, though, too. Gilbert Burns gassed himself out.
Yeah.
Gilbert Burns clearly gassed himself out. He rocked him. But the thing about Kobe, he's not going to get gassed out. He's going to avoid Usman's power, and he's going to make Usman get tired.
Well, listen, Covington's talking about that Usman is the CEO of EPO. He knows firsthand that he gets shot.
He's injected into his ass.
Marty Juice Man.
Yeah, I can believe that.
So no longer Marty Fake News Man.
Yeah. And he has to pivot off that gimmick a little bit. But he always had that for 2024. But Kobe's the toughest fight in that division. He ain't the best fighter.
Oh, I agree he's the best opponent
But
for
the
him.
fight that he's gonna bring to him, what you gotta do, it's hard work, and it's gonna be taxing. Again, he's the only one that's
one of my
pushed.
favorite
He's
fights.
the only
It's
one
great.
that's pushed Usman.
Yeah.
I mean, Gilbert rocked him for that 1 second, but then Usman cleaned it up. Everybody else, he's just gone through.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I think that's it, because this is just stuff I was Googling.
Get back to Melissa Gatto one more time.
She does not look like that in the fight.
That's her before she cuts all that weight, I guess.
I think that's it for this week. It's a little short episode.
Yeah, now right before the break, which works good.
Yeah.
In the middle of a move, the shorter the better. Get that week off. But yeah, we come back for Cannonier versus Gastelum. We'll break that fight card down a little bit.
I guess they don't have the full card.
Yeah, they don't fucking know what the hell's gonna happen.
Set up yet.
I do think it's hilarious that there was no fight cancellations last week.
Oh, they swept it under the rug. Come on.
It was on pay-per-view.
And it's Texas. COVID isn't real
at
down
least
there.
3. Well, fucking Vegas, Nevada doesn't fucking care either.
Yeah.
But there's going to be at least 3 cancellations for this card, at least.
Yeah, well, who knows what the world's going to happen in the world between now and then.
Well, at least we know UFC is going to be okay.
Maybe.
They did it. They've already.
Variant of the variant now.
Variant of the variant.
But what I'm saying, even when the things were at its peak, UFC was going on.
It was.
So they got.
Not stopping them.
Yeah.
Is this the end of the world?
No,
Does COVID take us all out?
no, it's just evolution.
Only stop if the government forces them to stop.
And I don't think the government will do that again anyway. They can't.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But like, subscribe, follow, and we will
But we
see
do know that fights can exist during pandemics.
Later, y'all.
Yep.